See if it's Wednesday today. And we're not taking them home this week because we have teacher conferences. Okay, one last question that we have at this point. Let's bring it back together. Sierra, could you please look at me? Meadow?
Oh, the dude's talking about the elephants, if the two bubbles were full, I wonder how they know.
How do you know? Okay, yep, those are all very good questions. And just for those of you that did tell me a question, just so you know, we will be discussing these later on. So you are writing them down for a reason, okay? So yeah, so why can the person behind you smell the vinegar and not in front? What would happen if no one was blowing? And how do you know an elephant can hold 2 pop bottles full of water? Okay? So those are some of the questions that we have at this point. Phoenix and Madison, I need you to be responsible for yourself during making meeting, please, and make good decisions. Okay. So we're going to continue on, alrighty? So you can see the size of your nose affects how you sound. Speak normally, okay? So speak normally just to yourself. Ready? Hello, class, what's going on? Okay. And then ready? Now watch. Hello, class, what's going on? Yeah, that sounds a little different. So, what do you hear? You should find that your voice has a slightly higher pitch when your nose is pinched, okay? Mallory?
But you can also talk normally whenever your nose is pinched.
You can talk normally. You can. But, it takes effort, though. If you don't try to talk normally, you really don't talk normal, you see? Back together. Just a note, maybe someone should come up with the app, the nose plug app. So instead of talking in that helium voice, you could talk in the nose plug. You remember like the video I showed you? Okay, so just so you know, you can see how the size of your nose affects how you sound. So if your nose is smaller, your voice gets more high-pitched, okay? So, not just noses. Nosing around comes naturally to you. But how do animals without noses smell? Insects smell with their antennae, and catfish use their whiskers and barbels for picking up scents on a lake bottom or riverbed. An octopus smells and tastes with its tentacles. When a snake sticks out its tongue, it's collecting scent particles from the air. So we already knew that about snakes, right? What do they smell with? Their tongue. What do honeybees smell with? Antenna. Now we just learned that, right? We just had a whole honeybee unit, and we did not even find out how they smelled. I mean, I just assumed they had noses, didn't you? They use their antennas to smell.
We just think of something. And they use their antennas to call people. I knew that all insects have antennas to smell.
Really? Well, you should have wrote that.
And their antennas.
Okay, bring it together. Put your hands down. Hands down, Gabe. Okay, we're going on. Say it with a smell. You can tell what mood your friend is in by what she says or how she looks. But what about the way she smells? Can you tell what kind of mood your friend's in by the way she smells? Oh man, Sarah's really sniffing a lot lately. She must be in a good mood. We don't say that, right? So listen to this. Animals use sounds and sights to communicate. But smells are also very important for sending messages. Okay, we're going to stop, and you're going to write 2 questions in the next spot that you might have, okay? You are turning this in for a grade, so I will be making sure that you have 2 questions. Can I tell?
What did you say she was?
You're going to stop and ask any questions that you may have about this reading.
How can...
Or you don't say your questions out loud, you write them in the spot, please.
Can you say the last part again?
Okay, yep, so I'll read the last paragraph, the last few sentences while you're writing. Say it with a smell. You can tell what mood your friend's in by what she says or how she looks. But what about the way she smells? Animals use sounds and sights to communicate, but smells are also very important for sending messages. Hands down. Okay, well, we're writing. Kylie, what's one question that you have?
Why did the fox smell?
Did you get that from this reading? But that's not a question that you have about what we've read so far, okay? So you're supposed to take the information that we just read and then think about it and say, what questions do I have after reading what Miss Davidson just read out loud, okay? So I didn't say anything about a fox, so that wouldn't be that relevant, okay? So we need to take a question from what I just read to you. But good job, Kylie. I like how you're really thinking ahead and thinking about different animals. Ethan? You need an eraser? Okay, well, you're just going to have to use your neighbors for right now, Taylor's, okay? So what is a question that we have at this point of the reading? Miley?
Why is it important to send messages?
Good, so why is it important to send messages? Why is it important to send messages? By smelling. You know what question I have? What kind of messages do they send? No. You don't have to copy this down. I'm just doing this to kind of for myself so I can see. Okay, well I need one more question that we have from what we just read so far. Gabe?
Can you really smell if someone's in a bad mood? Can you really smell it?
So, can you smell when an animal is in a bad mood? Because pretty much we know that we can't smell when someone's in a bad mood, right? You can't. Not when a human's in a bad mood. I can't just, Jacob, you might be in a bad mood today. I smell it. No, right? You can't do that. Okay, put your hands down, okay? So the questions that we have so far, yours can be different. Why is it important to send messages by smelling? What kind of messages do they send? And can you smell when an animal is in a bad mood? Or can other animals sense when another animal is in a bad mood by smelling? Right? Okay, so we're going to continue on. If you've ever smelled a skunk spray, you probably got the message to stay away. Loud and clear, right? Would you be going close to a skunk that just sprayed?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. I'd be running the opposite direction. Hands down, you all. I'm still reading, okay? So, read on to find out more about speaking with smells. Animals that live together in groups use smell to identify members of their own group. A mother antelope not only recognizes the scent of her herd, she can also find the special smell of her young within the herd, okay? So not only can she smell her group, but she has a specific scent for her own child in that group. So, when a female moth is ready to mate, she releases a special scent to attract a male. Some male moths can smell a female more than 5 average city blocks away. Now that just blows my mind, right? 5 blocks is a long ways. Not walking, but I'm not gonna lie to you, I probably would not be able to smell a hamburger cooking 5 blocks away. So it amazes me, a little moth can let out a scent and another moth can smell it that far away, right? Put your hands down. People put up no trespassing signs when they want other people to stay away. If you were a fox, you would leave smells to warn others not to come near. These animals urinate on trees or rocks around their territory to let other foxes know that So foxes go to the bathroom to leave out a smell to let other animals know that this land is occupied. When an ant finds food, it lets other ants know by passing along scent messages with its antenna. The ant also leaves a scent trail between the colony and the food so other ants can find their way. So what's a colony again? Andrew?
Like a group.
Yep, so a group of ants, in this case, right? So a colony. So an ant leaves a little scent from the colony, the group of ants, to the food so other ants can make their way and find that food, right? Pretty amazing, right? Okay, so now you're going to put your hands down and we're going to stop and list 2 more questions that you may have. So list 2 questions that you have at